Today, we are ranking every single hero in order. Get your hot takes into the comment section. I am not gonna hold you. At number 16, and these are those brand spanking new heroes, we have Campos. I don't like an undersized goalkeeper. If you'd like to make a counter argument, we don't need to do a bunch of deep dives and a lot of analysis, but I'm not running up a 5'8" goalkeeper. Not today, not tomorrow, and I'm not putting the same type of precedent on goalkeepers in particular when we have outfield players. Which leads me to number 15, Duka, who I highly regard. Give him some minutes, give him some opportunity. I have a very different opinion when it comes to Duka versus Campos. I even liked his previous items, but now we got a serious upgrade. Prime time, he's ready for the big leagues. He's competing for the best of the best. I'm just not gonna priority this item comparatively to other players that we have available on the list. At number 14, Ricardo. Well, maybe not Ricardo, that's a throwback. Nick at Night. If you know, then you know. All things considered, I have not enjoyed using this Portuguese individual at any point throughout this year. He doesn't have the size or the presence. He doesn't have the physicality. He ends up being rather mid. I'm never intimidated going up against the item. I'm not pump faking. I'm not second guessing. I'm going to take full advantage. Number 13, we're speaking on Enzo. We're heading to Uruguay. Brand new hero. Front page, on the billboards, marketed everywhere. Plenty of material and a lot of newspaper numbers. The stats are statting, but the performance ends up being a little more average. I can't put a finger to it other than I don't think the stats are necessarily legit. He does have technical, which helps with some of the dribbling, but he just hasn't been better than number 10-esque players or other strikers or secondary attackers. Someone that's floating into those positions. I don't want to say he's not competitive. He's just not as good compared to players that are similar ratings. But if you are looking for a discount option, you could pick up Enzo from a Goodwill, a Marshalls, or a TJ Maxx. That's a highly American reference. Number 12, Rui Costa. And I just want him to work. I still remember vividly, multiple years, Rui Costa was a legend. He wasn't even considered an icon. He wasn't a hero. We've seen him play every single role. This is the closest variation we have had that brings him back to those throwback years. Finally able to move and groove. He's got more rhythm, a little more expression. He's still sort of in between positions. Is he more of a secondary center mid? Is he truly good enough to play as a number 10 in your squad? There's plenty of questions. There's a few answers. He's getting to a point that you can include him and he won't be a liability. Number 11, we have Cordoba, and you might consider this a hot take. He's gotten some major upgrades. The pace is real. He's got 4 play styles. I could be getting a little disrespectful. Completely undersized. I want that on the record. But having jockey, intercept, aerial, and slide tackle are additional helpers. More so with the aerial. You think he's going to climb a mountain. He's going to be up there on a rocket ship. He's talking about SpaceX with Elon Musk. That's highly doubtful. But at the end of the day, at 5'8", I'm still getting smashed with some of those 50-50s in the air. And then he doesn't take up space the same way. You can only play manual with Cordoba, at least if you want upwards of some sort of success. But the stats aren't fraudulent. I just believe in him having serious counterparts or competition and players I prefer in this position. Plain and simple. At number 10, Mr. Longevity, Beasley. Watch the entirety of his career. And on record, I want to start out, big upgrade. Best item he's had easily this year. Bit of a combo player. Not truly an elite winger, probably not an elite fullback, so he kind of gets caught in between. Still doesn't have the physicality, but the pace is real, the providing, the skill, some of the expression. You can use him throughout a weekend league. That is a major upgrade, a big win overall, considering where he started and where he's going, or where he's gone. At number 9, we have Mario Gomez, a classic striker, a target man, if you will, the German who is now working with Red Bull and Leipzig. And you've got to play the large and in-charge game plan if you want to maximize his usage on the virtual pitch, but that is a real tactic. He's going to give you presence. He's going to give you some physicality. Play style wise, he has finesse shot, rapid, and aerial. Pretty solid combination. I'm just going to throw that out there, give you a little bit of a sprinkle. And at the upward levels, you can pick the type of player or striker you want to utilize for this style, but he fits into the mix. Number 8, we're going French, Vicente. And we have talked about him, and if anything, he might have been a little overshadowed because side to side or the parallel with another French individual with Bomb Pastor, and she has been the preference. As we're recording, she does not have an upgrade yet, so she's still stuck on the 93. Now we've got a 95. I've always enjoyed using them. I've always rated him. It's just been difficult for him to get minutes off some of the competitors and their products. And I don't know if I love the price point of the SBC. This is not a value equation, but I like him at the middle of the table or the middle of the pack amongst the heroes. Number 7, McManaman. And he never really hit the mainstream. He stayed hipster all year long. If you know, then you know. And I liked his previous item. The 92 was severely under the radar. Now with the 94, you're going to get to double dip. You're not going to pay an arm and a leg. You're getting fantastic return of investment. And he's a workhorse. If you're in the market for a winger, you should not overlook McManaman. I'll just leave that here. I'm giving him a stamp of approval. Number 6, Diego Forlan. Yes, sir. 4 playstyles crucial. Power shot, tiki-taka, trivela, finesse shot. Do playstyles matter that much? Yes, they do. It's been a staple this year. It's been a reoccurring theme. It's been a topic point. If anything, I think I'm going to make an updated video with the best playstyles, in my opinion, as the game has shifted. He does somewhat get caught in between roles. Is he best utilized as a through ball merchant type of striker? Is he more of a provider? Is it his ability to be clinical everywhere on the pitch? In many circumstances, it's almost better to be amazing at one facet of the game versus being well-rounded. There are exceptions to that rule. It depends on your position, but Forlan sort of gets caught being able to do a lot really well. If you were looking for his resurgence, this is that without a doubt. Number 5, Kessler. What are we doing? Most slept on player from the heroes all year long. I've liked every single iteration that she's had. Reminds me of a pro club midfielder. She's quick-witted, able to move, have conversations. Everything is good to go. She's part of the 90+ crew across the board. The only critique is that she's not big. So if you're looking for more of a holding mid or someone to break up a ton of plays, stat-wise, she could do it, but size is what it's going to be. But she's vicious on the pitch, and she is a space creator. At number 4, and this could be controversial, I have Marchisio. Maybe I want the Italian to be brought back to greatness. This is his revitalization, resurgence, re-up amongst the community. 90+ crew, similar to Kessler. And I'm not going to upsell that Marchisio is back, but he is finally competitive. And that makes me happy as someone who's a fan on the actual pitch and someone that's used to being able to take advantage of Marchisio on the virtual pitch. And this has been a down year. Let's call a spade a spade. But we're back into action with the 94. Number 3, Carlos Tevez, the pit bull of all pit bulls, explosive and on a mission. High key physicality, built with some width. I will say this, his previous item, the 92, had technical for a playstyle plus. This item does not. That was a nice bonus with Tevez in particular, just because he's built, again, a little more brawly. He's got one of those builds that is more dense, and that helped him with being able to attack space or turn a defender, and the 96 doesn't have that even with the upgraded stats. Number 2, Capilla, and I was tempted to put Capilla at number 1. This is what we've been waiting for. This man's been in the history books previously. Now I'm just trying to have the convo. Now we got some meta material. Knock on the door, put your foot through it. 4 play styles and they're all on point. Whipped, quick step, relentless, jockey. That's going to give you the side-to-side movement, the providing out of the back, a little bit of a burst and some separation. And if you need to whip in a cross, you don't have to second guess. Top class for the position. Finally getting something premium on premium. If you want to compare and contrast player, but Teo Hernandez and Capilla, they have plenty of similarities on the virtual pitch. Drum roll! At number 1, we have Di Natale. Back to greatness. Juiced up 5-star skills, 99 curve plus a finesse shot for a playstyle plus. It's gonna be moving. Highlight material, able to do something for you in the middle of the pitch, giving you the wiggle, the work, the providing, the orchestrating, the deceptive nature. You name it, he has it. I think he's a clear number 1 amongst the heroes that have been released throughout this promo. You can let me know in the comments. And I will say this, there have been a few heroes that could make some competitive arguments once they receive the next upgrade. I'm talking Bomb Pastor, Lucio, Vincent Company, Yaya Torre. We can name a few, but we're waiting on those players to be re-released because as it stands, these new upgrades, these new numbers, these new stat lines, they're doing the business. We'll have a lot more content coming out ASAP.